of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Let's stay with this subject because we're joined in studio by the Member of Parliament for Tema Central, member of the Employment and Labour Committee of Parliament, the Honourable Charles Forson. Grateful to you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Do you think the government could have, done something about this earlier to, prevent this strike?
Let me extend a warm greetings from your studios to the good people of Tema Central. That said, I believe we just heard the PR officer. It's about the implementation of conditions of service. But we all know this government, since coming to office, has decided not to make payment to statutory payments. For which reason, God knows why. And it's the people who will be affected the most is the Ghanaian. If the government decide not to make payments for certain statutory engagement, the Ghanaian will be at the receiving end. Here we are, people go to the hospital, there are no nurses there, no midwife. What are they trying to prove? That they are prudent in managing the resources, the funds left? No, the Ghanaian will definitely suffer. And I believe that they need to implement the condition of service that they agree to. And besides, government is a continual process.
Yes, this agreement was, signed off by the NPP government.
Yes, but governance is a continuous process. And I believe that they need to act on it so that the Ghanaian will not suffer. In all that we do, strike in any form, it is the Ghanaian who will suffer.
So how is your committee and Parliament dealing with this? This strike has been in force for about, a week?
Yes, we are here to engage the minister. I think he's doing his part on that. The committee chair, I believe that he's met him. The committee is here to meet on this very issue. So I cannot speak to it. However, I believe human life is important. And we do believe, as a caucus, as a committee, that the government must go ahead and then meet them, if not full, halfway. But for the government to sit back and decide that, look, the government is not going to inject and make any payments toward any matured statutory requirement, it's going to affect the good of this nation.
I'm sure you've done some impact assessment of this strike in Tema Central. Yes. What reports are you getting?
We have the General Hospital, which doesn't cater for only the people of Tema Central, people from Pung, Ashiama, just name them. And it's having a severe toll on us. I believe that the government will meet them halfway, if not full, so that the nurses will return to the hospitals. It is very important.
Are you going to appeal to the nurses and midwives to go back to the hospitals?
Yes.
They're saying that if they don't implement this agreement, they're not going back. What do you make of that stance?
Yeah, that is why I'm talking about halfway.
Yeah.
We need to engage them halfway. I heard the health minister saying that they have to continue engagement. But I believe that they've been engaging more often, and then they believe that enough is enough. But I will appeal to the nurses that, look, they should put human face to it, and then, if possible, they should go back to work, and then whilst at work, they will continue with the negotiation. I think human lives, we cannot save human life once they are gone.
Right. Now, your House, Parliament, passed the one city fuel levy last week. Now, there's been a lot of talk about it. What do you make of it?
It is a severe tax. We complain about yield levy being 1%, but this tax is about 8.something%. So when you buy a gallon, when an Okada rider, when a Trotsky, they buy in gallons. Each gallon, which is 4.5 liters, being it a gallon, you pay 450 pesos. And that is 8% of the sum total. And it's just a rip. What we are seeing is because the dollar has weakened and the city has gained strength, they thought it wise. But my good brother, who bears the same name, the finance minister, promised that I was at the vetting committee. He promised that he was never going to introduce no new tax. I believe you can recall that. But yet we are a whooping 8%. That is outrageous. And
but now, you know, the finance minister, I mean, has the benefits of the full picture of the economy, the energy sector debt. We're told that, I mean, it's one of the things that Ghana must deal with if we're to progress as a nation.
They said they are going to use it to pay for dooms or not the debt. Maybe I was in the chamber that day before we walked out. They said they are not going to use it for the payment of energy debt, but to sustain power.
Well, so to buy fuel?
I don't know. But we were in power for 8 years. We kept the lights on.
But you also left behind a legacy debt.
No, the legacy debt has been there since the days of J.J. Rawlings. Since the days of J.J. Rawlings. Look, we cannot burden the Ghanaian with 8%. Now, GPITU and then the other commercial drivers, they are also trying to go on strike. What will happen to Ghana economy? Look, they keep saying that the city is strong, whilst everybody's pocket is so dry. There is a paradox in here because, I keep telling people that they just don't know the reason why even the city has gained so much strength. That is why. So, in the meantime, if the city was still at 15, I'm sure they wouldn't have introduced this 8% tax. But
your side has proposed reforms with ECG and the energy value chain. But aside that, how else do you propose that we deal with this debt that is crippling the industry?
It's about cutting costs. The excessive costs. I mean, we've employed so many. They keep saying that they've employed many ministers, but the staffers alone, when they are going the convoy, some go with as many as 15 Land Cruisers. They ought to feed on fuel. And who is paying? It's you and me. It's about cost cutting. Once we are able to cut costs as a nation, we will save a lot.
Okay. Your caucus has also indicated that soon there will be a public demonstration against this.
Of course, we will.
When is this demonstration coming?
I mean, leadership will advise accordingly. We operate on the leadership scale. So once the leadership calls, we will demonstrate.
Your side, you've come to fall in love with protest. I mean,
it is very key. It is better than fighting on the street. It is the best way out. We need to protest. We approve all their ministers. We've approved almost everything. But everybody's complaining. They say they are doing so much, but everybody's complaining. Onions, tomato, everything is so expensive in this country we live in. And now we are saddled with high cost of fuel.
Now, we're told that Interpol has issued a red notice for a former finance minister. What do you make of how the OSP has handled this matter? You
know, I belong to the school of thought who believes that the OSP, that office ought to be scrapped.
Why?
Yes. Look, I have a whole paper.
Is it because he's coming after you?
No. We waste a lot of money on that office. That money could be channeled to the CID, to police, to other intelligence agents who are doing fantastic, who needs work. In fact, we can use that money to fight galamsey, in my thinking. I can show you. I mean, I've done a whole paper on it. The amount, the waste, the amount of, the last time we approved about 70-something million. To do what? And the police service needs just a little to do so much.
Isn't Ken evading justice?
Ken, what has he done? I think he brought in, what do you call it, his medical report, and then the court, the
OSP
lawyers
says they don't have it. They don't have that report from the hospital.
See, we have an OSP whose fixation is to deal with only the media. I mean, what is this? We had Martin Amidou. He was doing fantastic. This man hasn't done anything. Just to go on, there was the issue with Charles Bissue. He was flopped at the Supreme Court some few days ago. This same thing will happen in the case of Oforiatta. I mean, this office, I'm part of the people who believe that office ought to be scrapped and the money channeled to, what do you call, other areas that will be used to empower people within the security sector.
Is this a cause you are likely to take up in Parliament?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Before you go, I know you're passionate about illegal mining.
Yes.
It's one of the things that you say led to your government being booted out in 2024. What is your brief assessment of how President Mahama has handled illegal mining?
He's only encouraging it. We see MPs, we see NDC, we see NDC MPs, we see NDC party chair people being partakers of illegal galamsey mining.
You have proof of this?
No, but it can't. What's the gentleman's name? The Joy FM gentleman. I've forgotten his name.
Erastus?
Yes. Get to his page. I follow him. I mean, we are not helping. You see, but this whole thing will stop one day when we decide that, look, apart from gold, cocoa, we have to use creative. We have to use creativity. We have to use tourism. We have to re-engineer the whole econometrics of this nation. This whole galamsey thing will never stop.
All right. Grateful to you, Honorable Charles Forson, the Member of Parliament for Tema Central and a member of the Employment and Labour Committee of the House. So you're still watching the Channel One newsroom here on Channel One TV. Still ahead. Minority decries what they describe as economic injustice over delayed payments to local contractors. Stay with us, we have details in a moment.